On today's video, I'm going to be doing, of course, a good old ship with me. I have quite a few sales that needs to be shipped out, so let's just jump in. This is about $314 worth of sales. Of course, it's a gross profit. I did make 9 sales on Poshmark, which I did run a sale, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then on eBay, I sold 3 items, and then on Mercari, I also sold 3 items, 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊. I don't know what's going on with Depop, but last week I think I only made 1 sale, and the week prior I made like 10. So I don't know what's going on with their algorithm, but this is where we're at. So the first thing is this 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊 top. I did source all of these from the bins, by the way, so just know that my cost of goods is under $150 for each one of these items. And yeah, so this was just a nice good old 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊 top. I have a hard time leaving this brand behind, so when I do see it at the bins, I do pick it up. Unless it's flawed, that'll be the only time that I will leave it behind. But yeah, just definitely a brand that I like grabbing. Let me know if you still pick up 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊, even though we all know that it does not sell like how it used to. All right, the next one is from a brand called 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊. This is kind of like a maternity brand. They do sell like sports bras where you can pump or you can breastfeed, and then they also sell dresses that also kind of do the same thing. And this one actually sold to somebody in Hawaii, so I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely got a good deal on this one. I typically only sell their bras, but when I saw this dress, I thought that it would be a really good pickup, so I went on and grabbed it. And this one didn't take long to sell. Definitely a brand you should look out for. I would only pick it up at the bins, if I'm being honest, because it really is only like a $20 to $25 flip, but we all have different business models, so do whatever works for you. All right, this next one is from a brand called 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊. Now, this one was a style-based pickup, and you already know I love picking up style-based pickups, especially because of Resellers at University. And with that being said, I want to briefly talk about the Resellers at University. They are a mentorship group that actually helps new and seasoned resellers grow their business. Personally, at the time before I joined, I thought that I was pretty seasoned, but then I joined the group and I'm just like, wow, I am missing all of my seasonings, okay? But I would highly recommend this group just because it is a group that is definitely going to help you not only grow your business, but really learn what's trending, what's popular, learn different type of style aesthetics, learn different type of ways to run your business. They also have a Facebook group that allows you to learn from your peers. I typically like to lurk on the Facebook group. Every now and again, I'll like something here or there, but I am much more of a lurker. Facebook group, you'll pretty much learn a lot from your peers because a lot of people will pop in and give you different bolos that you haven't heard about. I know it's been quite a few items that I have seen on there that have sold, and they'll show like high sell-through rate items or just like bolo brands and things like that that you would not have learned had you not been in this group. And then as far as like the platform, because they do use Kajabi, so they have not only the website Kajabi, they also have the Facebook group. But on the website, you'll actually get 7 new live calls every single day. So I personally am not able to make all of the live calls. I don't think I've ever watched one live, which is pretty bad, but I watch all the replays. But all of the calls consist of learning what is trending, learning new style aesthetics, learning brands that don't really do that well, but learning what sells well in the brand. You'll learn business mindsets, just kind of like, you know, mental health things when it comes to your business, and pretty much just everything I feel like is really important to a business owner, because yes, we are all reselling, but we're also business owners. So it's also good to kind of gain that knowledge from 4 amazing mentors. And honestly, I would highly suggest the group. I've been in it for over a year now, and my business have blossomed. Y'all see what I got going on. Okay. But if you guys are interested, I do have a 50% off code on your very first month of the Resellers at University. But this was definitely a great pickup. I knew that moving into fall that this one was going to do well. This is just a maxi skirt. It had all of the bells and whistles, and what made it even better is that it was a larger size. And I have been noticing that large and over for like maxi skirts, they flip way quicker than, you know, the extra smalls, the smalls and the mediums. So If I find one that's, you know, a larger size, I'm going to swiftly pick it up, especially if I know how I plan on marketing it. And I just like to use a lot of keywords with these types of style-based pickups, just because you want to find that perfect buyer for that piece. All right, the next one is this Machino sweater. I found, of course, this at the bins, but I was actually pretty shocked that it was still at the bins. And then I realized that it was because it had a lot of like cracking to the, you know, like graphic. However, I still felt like that was gonna be a good pickup because it's a pretty good brand, and the cracking wasn't like a hole or like a super huge stain, so I didn't even bother being stressed out about it having crack into it. All right, the next one is John Mark. This brand has definitely taken a fall from grace, unfortunately. These are some denim jeans. I personally just started picking up their bottoms. I would only find their tops, and those used to perform amazing for me over a year ago. And now, you know, it's really sitting between that $20 to $30 range when it used to be like 40 and over. But these were just like some really cute jeans, and they had like this embroidery design to the hem, and I just felt like this kind of fit the bill on what's kind of popular, so I went on and grabbed it. So that was a great pickup. The next one is another pair of jeans. These are from a brand called Vervet. This one is something that I had to look into because I do see this brand a lot at my Goodwill outlet, and I decided to go ahead and look into it. And I looked into the brand on a wider scale, where I just put like Vervet denim jeans, and then I looked at the soles, and then I looked at the listed, you know, and I noticed that it was doing decent. So then I narrowed that down to put the, like, not necessarily the exact style, but put like flare jeans, and then I put the size, and then I noticed that the sale to sold ratio was within my business model, so I went on and grabbed it, and these did not take that long to sell. Okay, the next one is from a brand called Premise, I don't know. This one was 100% cashmere. It was a short sleeve sweater. This one always confuses me because I know that a lot of people get like over 30 bucks for their cashmere, but for some reason I just can't. All of my cashmere really goes for about 25 to 30. Some of them between 20 to 30, but for the most part, I don't do that well with, you know, flipping cashmere for over a certain amount unless it's like a really great brand. That'll be the only time. All right, the next one is from a brand called 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊. This is a brand that I have a lot of luck selling, and I'm going to be sad the day that it starts declining. I've had luck with all sizes, which I absolutely love. Now, I did not know that they were kind of like a website where you can kind of get like custom sizing. So be careful with that. So I always provide measurements just to make sure that I'm going to be able to, you know, sell my item and not have it sit. And like I was telling y'all before, I did run a sale on Poshmark. So I did 40% off dresses and then 50% off tops. And I'm actually kind of sad at how it went. But you know, it is what it is. I was hoping to at least sell maybe 10 to 15 each, you know, for the tops and the dresses, but that didn't happen. But that's okay. This is a J. Jill women's like tunic top. I have noticed that J. Jill size medium is probably the worst. Hell, size small probably be even worse, but this size is like the worst one to actually pick up. So I have completely gotten to the point where I am actually checking the size with the comps to just make sure it's gonna sell, because J. Jill is quite literally everybody's bread and butter, so it is completely oversaturated. So it's just smart as a business owner to make sure you are you know, checking comps. I've even noticed that size extra large is like in the same boat. Size large is probably the one that does the best for me. I know people say plus size as well, but not so much. The next one is from a brand called English Factory. I have a lot of luck selling this brand's dresses, so when I see it, I like to pick it up. Let me get a box. This brand typically sells for $20 to $30, but like I told y'all, I did run a 40% off sale on my dresses, so this one, you know, sold with the sale. But this particular style definitely would have been able to sell for a little bit more, probably like in November. I think November is a really good time for Thanksgiving. People try to get like those cute classic styles, but this one was hitting on different key points. It could be academia, you know, it's holiday dress, like just about everything. All right, this one is actually going to California, Los Angeles to be exact. Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, so the next one is this Amanda Up-Richard dress. I found this, of course, at the Vans, and I was pretty shocked because I'm like, oh, this thing is so cute. I'm so happy I was able to find it. I did price it a little bit higher just because the colorway was giving very much so like fall colorway. And since we were moving into that season, I didn't want to, you know, price it low because it's a dress. Not all dresses are meant to only sell for, you know, the summer to spring season. So ended up, you know, putting this a little bit higher. So this one did sell for $40, and this one is going to Florida. All right, the next one is this icebreaker top. I actually sourced this over the summer. I want to say summer or fall, and then I just got around to listing it. Hold on, I'm gonna give you guys a little like updated view of my new reselling space after we finish. But yeah, so I finally went on and listed this one, and it sold. This one did sell with you know, the 50% off, because you already know I wanted to get rid of some things. So what I did was, y'all, instead of me like running a full sale on all of my items, when I was putting away my items for like Monday, because y'all know Mondays are typically a busier day for me because I put away all of my inventory that I have in my Hulkin that I let wait for Monday to get here, because in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, if I have all these items sitting in my Hulkin for the whole week after I photograph them, as the week goes on, I'm pulling more inventory because it has sold. So by the time Monday gets here, some of those spaces could be freed up. And I am noticing that my size medium and size small, it just needs, you know, it needs to get up out of here. So I did run that sale in hopes that it would perform well, but I think I only got like 3 top sales, and then no, not 3, 4 top sales, and then like 3 dresses. So a little disappointing, but that is okay. I actually need to check and make sure this is the right one, because the color just looked so off for some reason. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to send the wrong thing because I have so much We The Free stuff. This is just a We The Free top. This is a cow neck. Like, cow necks are just not it. But this one sold for $9. So yeah, this just goes back to just don't pick up things because of the brand. But we're gonna skip that one because I don't have it with me. Put that to the side. Okay, the next one is this Athleta top. I picked this one up a while ago too. This is another brand where I would advise you to not source this when it is out of you know, ooh, not this one being messed up, when it is like not really that popular. Like, Athleta as a brand is just not doing well. So to pick up things that nobody wants to purchase is just not smart for your business. So I didn't even care that this one was gone. I'll be honest, when I looked at me making $314 yesterday, that's something that I probably need to do more frequently to just kind of flush out items. Now, the only thing that I don't like about that is that I price my items low already. So to give like a steep discount of 50% off just don't sit well with me, you know. But this one is a 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂 dress. Super cute moment. It was a plus size, and I was just really happy to find it because I'm like, 𝕃𝕀ℕ is not really the best brand, but this size and this style moving into fall, I just knew that it was going to perform well. So, you know, it kind of sucked that it sold during this season. Those are all of my sales from yesterday, and sales have been going great so far for this month. I was doing my books. Of course, y'all know I close out my books every Monday, and today is the 19th. So by the time y'all see this, is going to be another week past. But I did really, really good these like first 18 days of August. August historically has always been like a great month for me, because people are moving into like, you know, school is about to happen. So they are just trying to find those nice pieces to add to their wardrobe. So I ended up, you know, doing really well. And then September sometimes decline. I'm hoping that I don't decline at all anymore, since I am really like consistent and I kind of figured out what's going to work best for me and my business. Of course, I'm going to talk about it more in a vlog, but yeah, let me go ahead and show y'all my new office space. So one sec. Okay, so this is what we are looking like now. And I made my vision come true. I decided to go ahead and line up these boxes on the wall versus having them like, you know, scattered out. Now, this is my new shipping station. I wanted something that was going to work best for me, and I didn't want to spend too much money. So y'all know these are actually the same exact baskets that I had prior. And I don't have them labeled because I am operating off of memory. These are my inventory bags. These are my 10 by 13. These are also like the 10 by 13 like poly mailers. These are the Tyvek mailers. These are the 10 by 15. And then these are the 14 by 19. And my trash can is right here. And then I did put this measuring tape here just for like those things that I just want to quickly like, you know, measure. And then this is my drawer. I do keep my measurement board in here and my scale, but when I am in the photographing process, I just pull both of these out and set them on the desk. And this is just like all the miscellaneous things that I need. And then I thought this was so stinking cute. This one is actually a tape dispenser, and then I also put my labels, well, my stickers in here, and then of course like some scissors. I typically would keep the lint roller in there as well, but it just was kind of like weighing this thing down, and this is just like a cassette player, so I thought that was cute. And then moving on to my desk, I decided to go ahead and move it into this office, and I pretty much cleared it out. So like nothing is on the desk like how it was before. I also took that riser down. Y'all know I had a riser on it, so I took it down. And then of course this is just like my Rolo printer, and then this is essentially like things that I would need. So I have like what is this called? Post-it notes, and then just like some pens for when I have to like get my shipping together. But yeah, this is my new office and I love it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this video. Please go ahead and leave a like if you actually liked it, and then leave a comment and let me know how your workspace is looking. Are you thinking about kind of like reinventing it, or you just love the way that it is now? Because I feel like I am just a person that loves change. And this particular way has really like made me want to work a little bit more. I love the idea of just coming in here and closing the door and getting my work done, and then leaving for the day, closing the door, and there's nothing left that I need to look at. So when I'm in my living room on my couch, I don't got to look at my work desk. Okay. It's in here. And I love it. I love just everything in here. And then I did move this desk because this was actually against the window, but for some reason I didn't like my back to the door, so I thought this would be perfect. Initially I wanted to put the desk that way, so then that way I can have a, you know, a straight shot to the door, but I decided to leave it just like this because I think this way just kind of flows better, you know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.